What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life. We are entering the infamous crime manor. As the name would suggest, this neighborhood is known as the crime manor, and it is in fact one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Fort Myers. And you can see there's a homeless camp right here, and there's a homeless person right behind a dumpster over there. The official name for this community is Pine Manor, but everybody simply knows this as the crime manor because of the amount of crime that's present here. Now, again, the Lee County Sheriff's Office said that this neighborhood would no longer be known as the crime manor. They came in and they did raids, and they were supposed to get rid of all the crime and make it a safe community, which has led to a lot of people evicting the neighborhood. You can see that there are for rent signs here. I can already tell you that I'm already getting really hard looks from people. So this doesn't really feel safe or welcoming in any way. In fact, it almost feels like we're getting some pretty good stink eyes from people. This neighborhood today looks as dangerous as it's ever looked. There's homeless people everywhere. There's litter all over the ground. So the goal of today's video is to see if this neighborhood is still aka crime manor. A lot of these duplexes and efficiencies and rentals are now empty like this, windows boarded up, and the homeless have moved in. I guess one of the unintended effects of vacancy is that now the homeless are getting run out of everywhere. I recently went around this area trying to find where the homeless are hiding in wooded lots, and you really can't even find homeless people in wooded lots anymore. They have all kind of been ran out. You can see on Google Maps that there's a homeless camp back here. I'm going to try to encounter the people, see if we can talk to them. They might have got evicted, I'm not sure. Looks like they got evicted. Okay, so right here there used to be a homeless camp. You can see it on Google Maps, but now it's gone. But you can see this area here was a large homeless camp. It's no longer here, so I think we're okay. But you can see that this was a homeless camp. In fact, if you look around, you can see there's still carpets on the ground here. You can see there's a carpet here. Homelessness is a huge problem in the Fort Myers area. You can see some socks here. So there was a homeless camp here, but they recently came through and evicted them. You can see a carpet here and a toothbrush. This neighborhood looks a lot emptier than it usually does. The Lee County Sheriff's Office went on a kind of I don't know what you would call it, a spree of evictions. They came in here and they scared a lot of the migrants out here. There used to be a lot of Guatemalans, Hondurans, and Mexicans here that were undocumented, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office put pressure on the neighborhood. And the neighborhood now is kind of abandoned, but you can see there's garbage everywhere. This really doesn't look any less intimidating than it did before. In fact, it actually feels a lot crimier than ever. You can see over there they have no laundry facilities, so they're kind of doing the whole outdoor laundry situation. We are walking on a sidewalk here, so there's no reason for anybody to tell us we can't record. Basically, the Lee County Sheriff's Office promised that this was going to become a safe community after evicting many of the illegals that were here, forcing the illegals to leave. But what I noticed is that there's more homelessness now, and a lot of the homeless are now squatting. Now, this neighborhood has always been a crime-infected crap hole. I remember 21 years ago, I used to come up here, and it was just that. I mean, look at how much garbage there is here. It's always been a gang-infected crap hole. Over the years, different gangs run the spots, and then that changes over time. Now, when the law enforcement came in and started doing the raids, and a lot of people that were from this neighborhood moved out, it kind of led to a situation where there was kind of a power vacuum from the gangs. This house here just has plywood on the window. So the other problem that people that live here face is a lot of home invasion robberies. are a huge thing out here. That's where they kick down your door, go inside the crib, and take your stuff. Home invasion robberies are a huge problem out here, and with many people being undocumented, they're afraid to talk to law enforcement, so it just kind of promotes a little bit of lawlessness here. Now, in this area, you have a garbage thing. It's the day of the week you're supposed to put your garbage out, but it seems like people here just put their garbage out whenever they feel like it. You can definitely smell it. I know it because when I go to the homeless camps and I see people smoking at the homeless camps, it's that smell. So it's definitely not the herbal. You guys might remember that a while back it was impossible to find a rent in the Fort Myers area. Well, let me tell you, they're plentiful now. It used to be difficult to find a rent in Fort Myers. You couldn't find it, basically. Finding a rent here was a difficult prospect. You can find them now. They're available. I also noticed like people drive really scary around here. Like they just kind of fly. So this neighborhood was the type of place where like finding a rent here was impossible. But these days they are plentiful. If you are looking to move into Pine Manor, there are for rent signs everywhere in this neighborhood. Look at the amount of garbage in this area. This is just, it's really a complete sum. There's no real nice way of saying it. There's just garbage everywhere. There's a for rent sign there, there's a for rent sign there, and one on the other corner. So it's just right here, there are 3 rents available. So if you are looking to make the move to the fastest growing community in the United States 2 years ago, now would be the time to do it. These rents are plentiful and available here. And the amount of houses with boarded up windows, I would just assume that that's like from people breaking into houses or people, afraid of having their house broken into. So it's kind of a thing here. It's basically one of the poorest neighborhoods in Fort Myers. So like it's always had poverty and crime. And the notion that all of a sudden it's going to become a nice neighborhood is laughable, because it's the poorest neighborhood in a city that's got a lot of problems. So you would imagine no matter who's at the bottom, it's going to be a problem. And that's kind of like the reality of these neighborhoods. It's, whoever's at the bottom is always going to be the poorest. Now, sure, there's people here who built brand new houses. There's a brand new house right there, but if you pay attention, they have an air conditioner in their garage, so they've turned the garage into an efficiency. You can see there's broken glass on the sidewalks, garbage everywhere. It's a nice house, it's a duplex, it's on a double lot, but that air conditioner in the garage would suggest, like here you got a 6-foot fence, you got dogs inside, and you got cameras, and you can see a bullet hole in the window, actually in that one. See if I can zoom into it. You guys can see a bullet hole right there. There's a bullet hole on the window on that one. So quite the package living out here. I guess the most striking thing about this neighborhood, other than how empty it feels, is the amount of garbage that there is everywhere. It literally feels, and broken windows. Like every single one of these houses, like that one right there, you can see they have a broken window as well. It's almost like on every street there's like 2 or 3 houses that have broken windows. Every single house has cameras, broken windows, and window rattlers. This is the theme of this neighborhood. So the Lee County Sheriff's Office comes in here and does all their little raids and scares all the immigrants that were hardworking people out of this neighborhood. So what happens? Well, pretty simple. Those vacant properties became empty. When they became empty, the homeless people that were also getting rent out of other places started squatting on those properties. Beautiful staghorn right there. Some people do try to keep their properties beautiful. Like, look at this house here. Staghorns, coconut trees over there. But, the sad thing about living in a neighborhood like this is it doesn't matter how hard you try to keep your property beautiful, the neighborhood is a freaking dump. I have to say, it's one thing to drive through this neighborhood, in a car, and it is another to walk around and just kind of slow things down a little bit. Cars with broken windows is something you're only going to see in the trashiest neighborhoods. Like every single house has cameras. That house has cameras. The house has cameras right there. This house has a sign right here saying that they have cameras, and there they are right there. So you figure when every single house has cameras, look at how many, this person has a private property, security camera, and no trespassing. And when you walk by, you can see an alarm going off. So you heard when I walked by, you heard the alarm going off. That should just give you an idea. Well, I mean, go figure. The neighborhood's nickname is Crime Manor, so, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Somebody's cooking some good barbecue, bro. I mean, the smell of the food in here, smell of like, there it is right there. Look at the smoke. You can see there's shopping carts back there and all that. So there's probably homeless people squatting here. You can see the shopping carts. You can see the broken window of plywood. So likely scenario, homeless people squatting. Garbage, like literally can't even walk on the sidewalk. Now, whatever these people are cooking here, mira, el coji. These people, if they got a food truck, you need to eat their food. This stuff smells freaking incredible. So there's people there, they're screaming at me, cowboy, cowboy. So, you know, but they drove by and left. So if they got a problem, if they really had something to say, come up to me. O sea, yo no pudiera ni imaginarme vivir con tanta porcana de la frente de la casa de uno así. Pero ¿qué vas a hacer? Este basurero, el barrio está convertido en un basurero prácticamente. Like I said, like since the last time I was here, the biggest difference is the amount of boarded up houses. It's like gone up 800%. And you got this little corner store over here. Hood corner store over here with some people hanging out. There's always people hanging out right here. A little hood corner store. Hood corner store, like every hood would have a corner store. See, he's making fun of me, but notice how they make fun of you when they walk away. So they're riding away from you. So kind of cowardly, little cowardly white boys. So see, they laugh at you, but they laugh at you when they're walking away from you. They don't like say it to your face. They kind of like, they say something to you, but then they leave kind of pretty cowardly. If you're gonna say something to a man, say it to his face. Don't say it running away on a bicycle. But that's typical. Look how fast the cars ride through here. Typical Southwest Florida white boy move. See that? He's saying racist stuff. What the crap? You guys heard that, right? That was on video. You see that? He said the N-word. The white guy saying the white word, the N-word. You guys heard that, right? Very, very nasty vibes here. This place is just trashy. Even the garbage cans have like cameras on them and stuff. You know, like people go dumpster diving for garbage. So like, look, they gotta have cameras on the garbage cans. And you know, like one thing that like you've seen it happen 3 times already during today's video is they'll say something. It's always the white people, you know. They'll say something to you, but like they keep it moving. They say something and then they keep it moving. It's not like they don't have to come up to you and tell you, hey, what are you doing in my hood or whatever. Nothing like that. They walk past you. They say something when they walk past you as they're walking away. So it's disrespectful, but it's like they're afraid of confrontation. It's a very I don't know, cowardly kind of way to move. But that's the way how people are here in Southwest Florida. You know, it's a Southwest Florida thing. So Pine Manor, aka Crime Manor, comes right up against US 41. Fort Myers is known as the city of palms, and Pine Manor is known as the neighborhood of crime. Thousands of people every day drive through these neighborhoods, right on the edge, here on US 41. And they probably don't imagine the type of neighborhood that lurks right on the edge. And you know, the thing about Pine Manor is despite being a crappy place to live, where your house is gonna get broken into, where there's shootings and fights and all that, it doesn't really get a lot of respect from other neighborhoods in Fort Myers because it's not like there's a fixed presence of people here that are from here. It's more like a low-income place where people get stuck transiently, so it doesn't really get the same notoriety as, you know, other neighborhoods like Dunbar, off of MLK, Michigan, Henderson. All those neighborhoods get a different type of respect because they're old established neighborhoods, but this here, it's just a very transient place. Little corner store here. Yeah, I don't blame them for moving somewhere better. Well, there it is, guys. Yatu Sale, Pine Manor, Crime Manor, Faux Mod, 239. Check it out in the 7-Eleven corner store here. That's what's going on right now in Faux Mod, baby. I think Fort Myers is the only place I've ever seen somebody have to tie their motorcycle to keep it from getting stolen.